All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Guys should be able to hear me. Looks like yeah, I can see it. Hold on. Huh? I love it. I always hit go and like my phone just decides to blow up. Everyone's like, "Hey, we got to talk now." I'm like, "No, no, we can't. We can't talk now." Anyway, China's vice premier and I've been talking because China wants the restrictions lifted. Ah, yelling. Oh, she's just clueless. All right, so got it here. Sounds good. Thank you. All right, so right now, dollar CAD is the biggest mover. Obviously, the weakness in oil is just driving this one higher. Dollar not really doing much. I would say that the dollar is more or less flat, kind of in a range. But again, oil is just getting blasted. OPEC did come out with their announcement. They said they are going to do their 400K. It looks like the market. It looks like the market was expecting them to cut. I didn't expect them to cut. I expected them to just basically say, "Yeah, whatever. We're just going to continue on the path that we see fit," which is what they did. They did not increase it, obviously. Yellen says she's ready to retire the word transitory. Oh, okay, sure. Um, yeah, because you look like an idiot because you used it in the first place, Yellen. But whatever. Um, so that's going to be the big thing. The market. I am kind of surprised that the market thought there would be a cut. I didn't think they were cutting. I think they were just going to follow their path and just be like, "Hey, we don't know. We're just going to keep going, as we see fit." So market didn't like it. It went down, and again, it was starting to spike back up a little bit. I think it's still down. Yeah, it's starting to retrace a bit. Um, but we don't really hear much. Also, it's been 20 years. Where is it? 20 years after the epic bankruptcy, Enron leaves a complex legacy. It's like, wow, it's been 20 years. Um, Yeah, I remember that. I love it. She says she's ready to retire the word transitory. Like it wasn't even her word. Ah, I love this. Like when there's no news, you gotta make news. It's like it wasn't even her word. It was Pal's word. And then like all the other like, nations in the world followed. Like it wasn't her word. Ah, stop claiming credit, lady. Um, but anyway, um, we'll have to see what Barkin says today. Barkin is doing a kind of a state of the labor kind of speech. Um, Labor is one thing that keeps coming up that they're looking at, and the participation rate is not there, which I don't know how they would stimulate the participation rate. The reason why it's lower is because people have left the workforce for a number of different reasons, COVID, etc. Um, that hasn't changed, so I don't know. There could be some interesting comments in that. Larkin is a voting member, or actually, I guess for 2021 he's a voting member, right? But not next year, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, basically, it seems like all FOMC members have been more hawkish. Powell is the one that has finally gotten, kind of stepped up, even though the rest of them have been saying it. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what it provides after this morning kind of rush. I think this is horrible. Let's get rid of tariffs. Okay, that sounds like a great idea. It hurts China more than it hurts us, so let's remove it because let's make them happy. Um, Inflation spike is hitting in early stages. Um, yeah. So I wouldn't say anything earth-shattering. Tomorrow morning is going to be the big day. Tomorrow morning we have non-farm and all the employment stuff for Canada. It'd be interesting to see if we get this strong Canadian info, if we have some type of reversal. So I think there'll be an oil reversal. There could be a Canadian again spike from the 6.6 versus the 6.7. We're supposed to drop also, but I wouldn't be surprised if this stays at 4.6. Um, the non-farm number should come in good, but at this point, with the numbers we've seen in the last 2 days, the expectation is all the U.S. data is going to be good. So, with the expectation that it's high, and if it comes in high, then it did exactly what they expected it to do. If it comes in as forecast, I feel like if it comes in as forecast, I feel like people may be just a little bit disappointed. Um, so I feel like there's like if it comes in as like with all the data that's been good, if it comes in higher, that's what's expected. If it comes in dead on, I feel like that's going to be a slight disappointment. And if it misses at all, like again, if it stays at a 4.6, I feel like that's more on the disappointment side. So I don't know. It's kind of setting up where I feel like dollar CAD could be getting in a place that we're looking for shorts. Um, like I said, Canadian data is supposed to be good, right? Some of their data earlier this week is a little sketchy, but right now, I mean, actually, we can look at it. Non-CAD, all boom, Monday. You can see here. So the current account wasn't good. This is not bad. Macklin spoke. GDP was better than expected. Building permits obviously expected to be bad. So again, I guess most of it has been good. Um, Oil obviously has been dominated with OPEC plus, but now that's out. That's off the table. So again, we get more positive data tomorrow. We may finally see a reversal with CAD. So you know, could be something there. Maybe not. I guess it really depends on how far the U.S. miss is going to be. Um, is there anything early morning? Um, Guard speaking, maybe. What's she doing? Financing the COVID recovery with new economic headwinds. Eh, maybe that could mess the euro around a little bit. Saunders is speaking at what? Okay, so Saunders' speech is a little bit more important. He's speaking directly about inflation and monetary policy. So I would say that that's probably more of a market moving opportunity. So we can look for again. We'll see what Lagarde says at 3:30, but I think at 6 o'clock. I think any spike that we get in the euro pound, I would say that at 6 a.m. There could be potential reversals sitting here in the euro pound. So this could be one we want to short early tomorrow morning, maybe even tonight, depending on where we're at with the level. So kind of watch out for that one on a news front. And then again, all this we'll have to wait till tomorrow morning. ISM would be a reversal trade potential from everything else, and the Treasury currency report is I don't even know why they put it up here. Like they should remove it. It's really like a null. Like it's nothing. I don't know why they keep putting it up there as a major. It's like yeah, it's there all the time. But again, what are they going to say in this one? China's a currency manipulator, but Yellen is now best friends with the vice president or the vice premier over there. So yeah, like yeah, no, not going to happen. All right, let's go across. Oh, and if you guys didn't see, here's the Apple stuff from earlier today. I guess last night, I don't know. Apple's basically saying not as many people are buying. Um, they're not interested in the big models. Um, People are not interested in upgrading, right? A lot less people are thinking about it. A lot of people are like, I won't upgrade. A lot of people are not thinking about it, and only about 10%. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll buy. iPhone 13. We'll buy. So yeah, and again, it's because the technology and the new phones are outpacing, the need for sales is outpacing what the new phones will actually do. So the hardware is outpacing the software again. And people don't want to cough up, was it $1,100, $1,400 for a phone, whatever it is. Um, so yeah, Apple will have a rough day today. So, but I mean, it's not like Apple's going out of business. So I mean, let's be real here. Um, I doubt much is going to happen with it, right? I think there'll be a drop and then it'll go back up again. It's Apple, right? Um, so that's what we got going on there. Besides that, let's go over into charts. Yeah, look, oil's already retracing back again. So VIX, here's where we stand with the VIX, right? VIX is obviously delayed a little bit. I'm not paying for VIX data, right? Figures it's the only one up here. It's like, oh, but don't care about it as much. But again, after the big gap, a little bit overnight, but now we have that certainty with OPEC plus. That's definitely something to take off. So I would say we probably tick back down again. I mean, the only thing that can really trying to think what would I don't know, maybe California finds like 100 people that have, Omicron, right? Oh no, there's Omicron in the nursing home. All 100 people have it. Um, I don't know. I mean, I know we're still having nursing home problems. Actually, one of the fathers of somebody that Melissa works with, they're waiting for the call. The doctor has basically said, yeah, it's not looking good. Um, I guess the nursing home got it again. Um, Fully vaccinated and boosted, and the prognosis is yeah, it'll be any day now. Um, so kind of like, oh, that's not the best news. She's like, but I haven't heard anything yet, so I'm assuming that he would say I need a couple days off to deal with things. But yeah, he said the doctor said that nursing homes have been getting hit hard in that area. But I would, it's weird. Like when I heard that, I was kind of surprised. Like nursing homes in Maryland didn't do well the first kind of surge that came here, but you would assume by this point, I mean, after 2 years, they would have, especially for nursing homes, right? That they would have all the procedures in, right? The procedures, precautions that they would have it worked out by now. Like I haven't heard about, it's surging in nursing homes for a while, but yeah, supposedly it's bad and, you know, fully vaxxed, boosted and everything. Yeah, it's hurting these nursing homes again. So, yep, going into year 3. But again, VIX high, I'd expect it to start kind of rolling back down again. Dixie's kind of just in a range as well. So, I mean, right now, nothing is really getting driven by the dollar. It's kind of floating back and forth. A little bit lower than we were yesterday, but again, you kind of expect that. Like I said, Yellen being all, oh, yeah, yeah, China, China, we're going to remove the, all the, we're going to remove the taxes is basically what it is. Really no reaction whatsoever. So, not super worried. Um, they relaxed the nursing home visits. Um, oh, I guess maybe. I mean, obviously, yeah. I guess. I mean, I know all the staff is required. I had one person that one of our parents. She was in a nursing home. Or actually, one of her nursing home got hit pretty bad. She never got it, but she's like, I'm so tired of getting. Even though I've been vaccinated, I have to be tested weekly. She's like, I have no nose tissue left. So she left. She left. She got out of nursing. She's like, I'm done. I've had it. Yeah, even all the bells and whistles she had to go through. She's like, I just can't take it anymore. I'm done. She's like, we lost a ton of residents. Um, she's like, basically, she's like, it's basically like we get tested every single day. She's like, I go on vacation and I have to maintain testing on vacation, or I don't get paid for 2 weeks. I was like, what? So yeah, rough life. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, the market didn't really care so far what Yellen has been posting, which again, we've kind of seen that. So, um, jumping over the currencies. So, nice push down from the level we talked about. It really hasn't done much. I mean, we're sitting here right now. Yesterday we were sitting right. I guess up. I guess it continued up. I guess there's our 9:30 candle from yesterday. There's our 10 o'clock reversal. Right. Um, this is the. We knew that there was going to be. Powell speaking. Right. We expected there to be something for the dollar in there, and there was. We got dollar movement down. Um, it there was our profit target. It stabilized on the profit target and then continued to drop. And then since that time, from about 3 o'clock on, we're just in the same kind of channeling sideways. So I would say right now, I don't think we have. I think we're done for Australian news for the week. Um, yeah, we don't. We're done for Australian news. So I think at this point it'll be pretty much just driven by the dollar. And I would say probably again little reversal now, but I would say this one will probably grind lower. Um, I'm kind of curious to see right now where this one kind of puts in levels. Like there's a small level sitting right here. Nice little base, nice little drop right there. And it did come back and test. So this is one of those areas that is a potential Sunday night gap kind of focus, right? Price could absolutely gap right back up into this area, and then that would be an option for us to short. It may actually hit it today. I mean, it's only Thursday. We got a lot going on. Um, if this were at a small level like this for non-farm tomorrow, that could also be an opportunity for us to take a short position. Now, I would expect, and I told Todd this earlier. I'm like, they need to calm down. Like, I get it. There are volatile events. The problem right now is with the VIX jacked up all the way up here to 29. They got, I mean, there was it was basically at the money. Okay. It was an at the money call spread, right? That had 100 profit, 100 loss. And it was at the money. It was literally at the floor. And I'm like, Todd, this is ridiculous. It's not in the money. It's kind of like right at, I mean, we're literally right at the money. It's, 100, 100 at the start of the cost. I'm like, come on, are you kidding me? So unfortunately, I think non-farm may jack this one up a little bit tomorrow. But again, I like the level here. I like the level just above it. If you wanted to run fibs off of this, kind of where we are right now, again, we're right in this area, right? There's a little hiccup there. There's a little hiccup. Obviously, the level that we talked about here. There's one right here. So there's a lot of levels right around the 50. I think there could be some good opportunity to get this one short. Right, but visitors are free to roam. That's a no-no. Yeah, they can't do that here. I know that. Yeah, they're not allowed to just roam. And it's like they have to wear masks the full time, vaccinated or not vaccinated. I don't know. It's kind of good. What's interesting about it, Ernest, is it's like forever. It's like masks, 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 and we're seeing all the data that the masks really didn't make much difference, right? That in reality, that they didn't. And the hard, the messed up thing about all this is we're never really going to know like the true facts, the true data, because again, there are people that are asymptomatic. We're never going to hear about the results. Were they protected? Were they not protected? Like I said, I feel like I've had it. I've been exposed enough times. I've always come back negative, but there's other times where I didn't. I mean, I may have gotten exposed, and if I didn't have symptoms, and remember, if you didn't have symptoms, you weren't supposed to go get tested for a while, right? So I mean, How many people actually had COVID, never knew they actually had it? There's no way for them to figure out that data, right? Kids in general, how many kids had it, never had symptoms? We're never going to find out, right? It's the same thing with the masks. Any type of data they say, oh well, they did help or they didn't help. I mean, most of the data I've seen at this point are showing that it really didn't change the trajectory of where COVID was going to go. Um, how are we ever going to know what the true answer is? We're not, and that's the crappy part about all of it. So, um, but anyway, I think Aussie dollar today. I'm all for this one going long. I think we need to find a way to get short tomorrow because I do think that the way the data has been trending, right? I think tomorrow with all the U.S. based data, I think tomorrow is oh yeah, I need all. Oops, all there we go. I do think that again they've already acknowledged that we're going to raise interest rates, cut taper. Yellen is like, it's not transitory anymore. Yeah, yeah, we got it. So I do feel that we should be looking more for a short opportunity tomorrow. So I think finding any of these pullbacks are probably a good idea. Um, the problem, again, in spot realm, you're probably okay, but again, there'll be a big surge probably from non-farm. Um, in Nadex, if you're going to trade it there, the problem is going to be um, the premium. The premium is going to be our biggest issue tomorrow. It's going to be our biggest obstacle in front to get short. But again, overall, I like this one short. I think this level here. Um, Again, probably if we get up to it today, if we kind of rally up to it at 10:30 time frame, or even around that 1 o'clock time frame, right? We do have Barkin speaking today about inflation, right? Barkin is mentioning the state of the labor. If he says it's bad, inflation, this, that, says something that we got to raise interest rates. Inflation is outpacing what people are getting paid. That is dollar strength. That could provide us another short opportunity here. Also, yen. Also, yen, we had news. We talked about it yesterday. All it did was roll back down again, gave us another opportunity to get in at European session open today. Whoops. European session open was right there. Right there on the green. Right there. There was the European session open. And again, it was a level. It was tested here, right? We knew it. Again, testing here, testing drop. So again, absolutely a short. We talked about 79.90. I talked about how I love this level much more than this level. Again, we're already short a trade, so this became a profit target, not so much as an entry. But again, you could have entered this one off of a morning open, right to there. So it is a 4 hour level, so it is a little bit higher risk. But again, it's a level we talked about. It's about 22 pips worth of risk on that one. So it doesn't quite have enough room to run to this level, but this level's been hit 2-3 times, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does rally a bit higher. And again, in line with what we're talking about, watching the Aussie dollar go up, watching the Aussie yen go up, gives us the ability to, again, maybe not, maybe take it tomorrow, but we'll see. Why is Melissa messaging me? Okay, she's okay. Yeah, I got to check my phone. So Melissa calls me. Melissa went to a workout class the other night. It was like an outdoor parking lot workout class. And I was like, are you going to die? Like, are you going to get murdered or something? You're in a parking lot at night in December. And she's like, yeah, it was like 6 ladies. I'm like, all right, whatever. She calls me. She's like, the car won't start. Like, I can't get it. I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, you go out one night and you break the car. She's like, yeah. She's like, it says key fob not found. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, well, there's a key in the key fob, right? I'm like, hit the button, pull it out. She's like, what? I didn't know this. So I think what happened was she had the key fob in like her workout gear, right? And it was holding the button down and basically killed whatever battery was left because it's not meant to be held down for an hour straight. And yeah, but she popped the key out and was able to kind of get it to work. But I was like, can you stop breaking the car? You don't leave the house, and when you do, you break the car. Um, anyway, this one I think it's off. It's a little bit too late to get into this one now. December outdoor workout class. Nice to be able to do that. Yeah, in Michigan, that's what. Sean, it's probably the equivalent of like September workout class in Michigan, right? You guys got snow already, don't you? I think my in-laws said it, or not. They're not my in-laws anymore, but those people. I think they said it snowed already. Um, so yeah, this one's going long. Euro pound, I mentioned it for tomorrow. Again, I like where it is. We do have two different little sell areas up here at 85.33, 85.52. I think both of them are decent sell areas. As I said, I'm kind of cool with this one rallying a little bit higher today. Not really interested in taking it short yet because of that news tomorrow. But again, it's going to be a 3 o'clock, 6 a.m. punch. I do think talking about inflation tomorrow at the 6 a.m. window could be nice. A way to play this one is kind of look to see, again, if you want to trade it in Nadex, look to see where prices are tonight after they close, and maybe before bed, see if kind of what lines up. I'm hoping it gets up high enough. There may be some call spreads because it is not the dollar. and it's 6 a.m., the volatility should be lower on this one. So it may be the ability, have the ability to get into something. But again, them specifically mentioning, and when I say them, I mean Saunders, specifically talking about inflation and monetary policy. I mean, come on, they got to acknowledge it, the threat of it, how to control it. That's quite a hawkish, kind of scenario there. So again, that should help drive this one even further down, right? From this level or this level. Either I don't know which one it would be at, but either one of these two are decent levels. Um, if we have the opposite, if again, it's kind of a we're waiting for the 6 a.m. talk, which would be this one here, right? It would be that one there. If we spike from here, I like it even more. So if we get here and we go up, I like it even more. So again, remember, this is the European Union's chance to spike it, euro strength, and then this is the pound strength ability to come back down again. So I think it was a decent short. Watch for it tonight. Got 5 inches 2 nights ago. I knew you had snow already. I knew it. It's funny. It was freezing yesterday morning. It was 31 degrees out. Today it's supposed to have a high of 60. So I'm glad that we have a warm night because we have practice tonight. So I'm kind of excited. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the warm practice tonight. All right. All right. Euro yen. So euro yen did make it all the way down. Yesterday we talked about 127.53. You can see it kind of got down here and got really, really slow, and then kind of went back up again, and then kind of is stuck, and we're kind of pulling right back up. So still stuck inside of that same range. Minus the peaks on that one, we're just going sideways. I think tomorrow morning we'll provide some movement in this one. I don't know where we're going to be for it. Um, really, at this point, I mean, I guess just give a title for what she's speaking about. Hmm. I just find it. I mean, she's not going to be talking about the actual. I guess there will be some talk about the policy of what their plan is to kind of combat financing it, but I feel like the financing part's already done. I feel like this is like a post hoc analysis, right? Um, 60 for South New Jersey today. I will take it. Where in South Jersey are you? Arrow? Yeah, I'm in Maryland, so yeah, it's high of 60 today, so I'm good. We're in South Jersey. Uh, 40 and rain for us. Sean's like, it's 40. It's hot out today. meanwhile, Ernest is down there going, "What do you mean it's not 70? Do I need to get my jacket out?" All right. So yeah, there's not really much in this one. I think it needs to come higher. I mean, we could get in some aggressive entries. If you wanted to find something a bit more aggressive, you can come into this level here. It's not bad, but again, down below, I wouldn't mess with the aggressive entry rate for the 127.53. Um, I know 40 is super nice. 49 here. Ernest, but 49, you guys are in jackets, aren't you? My sister in Austin would be like freaking out at 49. Cape May today and tomorrow, then back to Connecticut. Okay. Cape May. People say South Jersey, but Cape May is not really South Jersey. That's not what people think. South Jersey is like the suburbs of. I guess you didn't say South. Well, you did say South New Jersey. Yeah, it's kind of Cape May is kind of like yeah. It's like the Long Island of New Jersey, right? It's like a different. It's like a different place. They don't talk like that though in Cape May. It's okay. All right, so yeah, there's some aggressive entries, but I think right now, I mean, if you really want to get into something short, early, 128.68 again, decent top. It was a one candle base, drop a base, and then kind of popped up and did test it. It drove pretty deep in there though, so I wouldn't say that it's probably like a B plus. And then 127.53, still same bottom. We just didn't get to it yesterday. So euro dollar again, still sideways, right? We talked about potential area that 113.38, and it did. It came up, it hit the 113.38, drop, came back up, and we're still in the same exact area. So this one is in 24 hours, about 14 pips, but you can see it's completely checkered. I don't think there's a trade here yet. I do think tomorrow that we probably will have a pop, but I'm okay with that. What I'm kind of hoping for is we can get this one up into here before the U.S. session tomorrow. As I said, non-farm, I am kind of looking to see Kind of looking for a dollar strength coming in from that, with good numbers. The numbers should be good. If like I said, I think there's a big chance for disappointment, but I still think they'll come in strong this time. The fact that everybody is willing to admit now that inflation is not transitory, that it's real, I feel like, you know put it this way: if they say that it's not transitory anymore, and then tomorrow's numbers are absolutely crappy, they look like complete idiots. Not saying that that couldn't happen. Um, Let me see. Actually, let me check. Let me check something real quick here. Let me go to knockouts and let me see what we have for the Aussie dollar. I'm not sorry, not the Aussie dollar, the Euro dollar. Um, we don't have anything close. I was kind of hoping there was, but sorry, not gonna happen. Um, I was trying to see if there just happened to be remotely close. Um, Jesus, trying to see if there was something just remotely close, but no, there's not. 15. That is the worst. The measure tool is the worst. Have you guys ever tried to use the measure tool inside of Nadex for currencies? Never used it for currencies before because I don't chart over there. But just try to use the measure tool in currencies is bad. It's very bad. Zero movement. Yes, because we're dealing with decimal places to the right. Can I even change that? No, I cannot. Wow. That's a new low, Nadex. I should send that to Todd and be like, this is like, what does he have it at? 114? 114. Yeah. 17 pips and they don't exist. Yeah, unfortunately the closest the closest knockout on this one would put us like 30 pips worth of risk. God, that's going to be enormous with the premium in that one. Oh. Does it work in any of them? I don't use it, Ernest, over there. So I'm curious. It's like, does it work in any of them? Like, can I do indices? Will it measure S&P? Now I'm curious. Measure tool. Yeah, it measures normal things, just not any currencies. I don't know. Um, I think I'm more excited for the new stuff coming. I don't ever chart over here, so it's like whatever. Um, Man, really? Oh, okay. Whoops. I was like wrong one. Hold on. I was just looking. I had a setup, and I was like, oh, did I miss it? Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Uh, yep. Yep. It's already gone. Wah wah wah. Oh shucks. Well, that one's gone. Yep. Yeah, I was looking for a call spread long at the open, and I forgot about it. And yes, it is blown through. Wah wah wah. But no, they don't talk like Long Island. No, they don't talk like Long Islanders. I have a friend that lives on Long Island. I love her to death, but whenever I go there, I just make fun of her nonstop. She's like, I don't talk like that. I'm like, yes, you do. I was like, record yourself and we'll play it back. I was like, I used to work with her in the city. So she used to travel into the city. And one time I recorded her answering the phone. And I said, hey, do me a favor, close your eyes. And I played it back. I'm like, where's this person from? She was so mad. Anyway, there's nothing. The closest knockout is sitting up in here. We don't have any of the call spreads for tomorrow. So, um, actually, I guess we do. Do we? I don't know if I would trade them though. Um, are there any even close? No, no. Unfortunately, there is not. Uh, nope, nothing even close. So we have to find out for tomorrow. But anyway, I think getting short non-farm tomorrow beforehand. If we can get kind of sneak something in. Long Island. Yeah, it's Yeah, there's a million pronunciations for it. But yeah, I think getting short in this one is kind of what we're looking for. So I'm looking for a little bit of euro strength. And again, maybe the speech tomorrow morning for them is what really spikes this. But I think again, I think the 113.71 is a decent level. Pound yen. Pound yen, we were looking for it to pop, and it did. It went all the way up. We blew through the top yesterday. We talked about that. Yesterday, we were sitting right here, right here yesterday. And we came down, touched it, and kind of bounced out of it. So, yeah, we were actually looking for the news today to spike it, and it did. It spiked, right? But it was already a little bit higher. We were looking for it to be a bit lower and then spike. So I would say I think that the pound yen will be a great trade tomorrow morning. Right now, I kind of want to see what it does. I mean, obviously, we have this level lower. We can refine this level lower. We talked about the wicks. I kind of want to see, and again, we're kind of sucking back into that same level again. Want to kind of see if we can breach either of these two levels. I know that this is not a high. There's nothing over here, but it was a one candle base and a pop, and it did retest. So kind of want to see between these two, really, here to here, what we look like for tomorrow. Um, and again, I do think, I really like the fact that it's talking about inflation tomorrow. I think that could definitely provide some hawkishness. It is at the end of the session though for the pound, or like the late day for them. So I feel like if he mentions something really really good, there could be some fast and furious buying or selling inside of the pound, and then this one would kind of lead us down that path. So I think it's a good opportunity. Right now, again, we were looking for long. It went up, but I didn't get any entry in this one, but it kind of went to its full profit target. So, you know, right now, I'd say wait. Let's see if it continues to push down lower. And again, it's getting a little help from the end. We'll see if we can get it all the way to roll. All right, but right now, I'd say not really much. Yesterday a lot of movement, and then today, really since late last night, we're kind of just stuck. Right, 3 o'clock, we were here. Here's the European session open right here. This green candle, and we're at the exact same spot now. So it rallied up, it went down the same amount, and came back up, and we're in the exact same spot. So pound is not really giving us any direction right now. Pound dollar, great short from yesterday. Right, great short from yesterday. I had to laugh. I took that one on stream, and this is always one of those things. I told Melissa, I was like, "Hey, I found another one of those super cheap ones." She's like, "How many contracts to take?" I was like, "Only one." I was in the middle of the session, and it's always one of those funny things. It's like, you preach it nonstop about position sizing every trade, but I don't trade. I typically don't ever trade live during a session, like when we're broadcasting, because it's too hard to focus on everything I want to focus on, make sure the stream is running, look at the chart, and keep talking to you guys at the same time. But at $4 yesterday, I had to take it, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't have my size set higher because it was like $4 worth of risk. And I just left it on. Like I think actually, let me see. I mean, I didn't manage it. I was out. I was out at lunch actually. Um, yeah, 12 was. Oh, it got pretty close. Actually, I guess I did get it at the bottom. So there you go. 12 is right there. Yeah, had that little call spread right here, right? The 10 to 12. Uh, 10 was here. 10 was right here. So it was this 10 to 12. Right there. There was the close. So not bad, right? I got it over here when it was a little cheap, but $4. $4 for a $31 payout. Yeah, I only took one contract, Ernest. I wish I could tell you I made $1 million on it, but I didn't because it was in the middle of the stream. Like I have it up on the screen so I can look at kind of where the knockouts are, and I literally was like $4, bink, and then went back to it. I only took one contract. Yeah, Melissa yelled at me last night for it. She was like, "You idiot!" I was like, "I know." I was like, "But this is why I don't trade during stream because I don't focus on everything." Yeah, so I never position sized it. Yep. Yeah. So I wish I could tell you, hey, but no, I only took it because as a learning example. Because I always get that message like, "Hey, in your training, you got in for like $6 risk." I can never find that. Well, there was one from yesterday, $4 risk. So it's one of those things. I'll use it for teaching. It'll be one of the case studies where people say, "I can't find those in live." Okay, well here's live. Yeah, $4. Like I didn't that contract with a $31 payout. So yeah, a great trade setup. But again, this is why streaming with you guys is painful sometimes. Yeah. So I am surprised it just wouldn't. Yeah, it shouldn't. It should have been a lot more than. Yeah, it should have been a lot more than just one. Yeah, it had it been a non-streaming time, it would have been a lot more than one, especially at $4. Yeah, there would have been a lot more. There would have been more zeros on the end, and there was zero. But I'll use it for case study. It's fine. Whatever. I don't really care. So yeah, but again, that's. And the thing is, I'm not even upset about it, Neuro. It's kind of like my rule is I'm not trading live accounts with you guys on purpose because I can't focus on the stream, talking, entertaining, and all the rules that I follow. So it's one of those things. Yeah, I missed an opportunity, but I made up. I caught another one later in the day that was much better. So well, I guess not much better. I guess it didn't go as far. It wasn't as 1 to 6, but it did what I needed to do. Um, yeah, there wasn't for $4. There wasn't 957 contracts. Yeah, he wouldn't have got filled on that many. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that's yeah. I didn't break my rules though, so at the end of the day, I don't really. It doesn't really affect me. I don't care. Yeah, I mean, I caught one later in the day, so I mean, it's I have my rules. I try not to break my rules whenever I can. So I mean, the fact that I took it live and anything else, like it's $4, I got to take it. Because like I said, I will say that it's always great when I can catch something like that. Because that's like the one thing that I hate. I hate it's like the worst message. People are like, I'm trying to do this in demo and I'm doing good, and then I go live and I can't find anything. I mean, I was only half paying attention to it, and I literally pulled it up to find something for you guys, and I was like, "Oh, it's $4." Bam, there. So now I can basically say, "Hey, listen, guys, here, look, you say you can't find it, but you know, Powell was speaking, a guy that we knew there was going to be movement, $4. I mean, here's the ticket, here's the ticket in the close, right in the live account. So here, I hate when people do that. I can't find anything. Well, here, I just did. So, but it just means that there is opportunity everywhere. If you followed your rules, that is key in my book. Yeah, I did. I mean, I don't trade live when I'm sick is another big one, which is sucked because like when I feel off. Thankfully with this cough though, I haven't really felt bad. But the days that like I've been like, hey guys, I'm going back to bed, I don't trade at all. No, I just feel like you don't make sound. I mean, when you're not. I mean, again, I'm old. So I don't think I am ever at my like 100% peak. 25-year-old level. But again, if I'm feeling like super run down, I just won't take it. It's just not important. You know. It's not worth forcing a trade and realizing that, oh, you know what? I just lost money because I didn't think about that. I screwed this up and I didn't follow that. It's just not worth it. Like, why throw money away? Like, I don't know. I hate people that do that stuff. You know, there's nothing more frustrating than realizing that the reason why you lost money is because you didn't follow what you're supposed to be doing and you were stupid. Like, I have a low tolerance for stupid. Ernest, I never said that I wasn't old. I just said that I wasn't going to stop. There's a difference, my friend. There's a difference, my friend. I am old. I am old. I'm like getting arthritis in my like middle finger. I don't know if I banged it in lacrosse or if I'm like just getting arthritis from like my W key. It sucks. Anyway, there was my trade setup from yesterday. 2 hour short duration binary contract, $4 worth of risk. And I'll say per contract to make it sound somewhat good, but no, it's just I only took one contract because I was on with you guys. But you guys heard me yesterday. I was like, yep, I'm taking this one, $4. Yeah. Maybe it was just too easy not to. I could have taken a daily, and the daily would have closed what, right here? But come on. $4 of risk. Like I said, I should have slammed 100 contracts on that one and then hit sell is what I should have done, but I didn't. So anyway, it's lined up. It hasn't moved from yesterday. It's in the same exact spot. Again, all we did was retrace. I would say that also kind of the same thinking. If we can get a pop up, if we get a pop up at that level, again, take it, right? When you can get something that cheap, definitely load the contracts up. That's why position sizing is so important. And trust me, I did get yelled at last night for only taking one. Okay. Melissa was pissed. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, but it's my rules. She's like, I don't care about your rules. I was like, but my rules. So you don't always have the most supportive of partners when you tell them you only did one. Anyway, same thing. I would say look at call spreads tomorrow morning, see if they're cheap. I'm afraid that it's going to be completely jacked up. The last couple times it has been, and the VIX was much, much lower. So don't know that we're going to get the opportunity. But again, strike when you can find those opportunities. Dollar CAD, definitely looking for shorts in the dollar CAD. I think that, again, I think oil will kind of reverse on us. I do think that we will get some positive data for CAD. And again, I think we will get US data, but I think so much of this right now, it's not really baked off the US. It's been purely based off of oil. So, you know, I think you just got to, finding the correct entry, finding the right asset is going to be important. Nadex has shrunk these strikes a little bit, but they're still not to where I like them at. But it is something I think tomorrow morning could be an interesting play. Don't forget too, CAD yen would also be a good one to play tomorrow because right now it's getting ragdolled by oil, but tomorrow the CAD yen is going to be a little bit more protected than from the dollar based data. But yeah, imagine, like I said, I think if this one, where is it? If this comes in at 4.6 or comes in right at 4.5 where everybody expects it, and these guys and they drop to say 6.5, I think this is a big boom for this position, and we take a drop. So, but on a technical basis, again, we have two levels. You can see that this first one hasn't been the great sell, but there's a touch there, there's a touch there, and both times it's been hammered back down. So, high on the curve, selling opportunity. Dollar Swiss, totally asleep. Not interested. Again, I guess the range on it is what, 38 pips. But again, it's just this has been painful. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, and again in the small time frames, it's not. We had this spike yesterday, and then at 9:30, all it did was retrace back to its mean, right? Actually, you know what? Let me throw some Bollinger Bands on this one. See if I'm just gonna use regulars. I wanted to see how narrow it was. Yeah, look at this. It's almost like it's like parallel lines, right? A little bit of a pop out, but right back. Look, right? We spike through, came right back down. Spike up, right back down. Right down. Okay, no, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Boom, 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 down, up, road, up, down, coming back up again. So, according to the Bollinger Bands, it's going to come up to 91.97. So let's see. Let's see. What can I put there? Let's see if price comes to here. We're going to see if price comes up to there, and then we'll be like, look at that, the Bollinger Band worked again. Dollar yen. So dollar yen, we talked about this more being a target than anything else. The 112.54, it did. It kind of rode along the target. I mean, it wasn't very an explosive move off, and it kind of limped its way out again. And it's doing it again at that same level. I do think that the dollar yen could be a good play for tomorrow because again, we have the factor of the dollar as well as the overall indices based off of what they're going to do. So I do kind of like this one. I like that we're finding some buyers coming in here. I think this provides good opportunity for tomorrow. Now, let me see. Is there? Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Um, 30 minutes. Run 112. All right. There is actually at 12.95. We got a little bit. Is it 12.95? No, I'm sorry. 12.13. Right here. Okay. Got a little bit of room, a little bit of breather in this one. Okay. There's a knockout. Let me change this to purple. There's a knockout sitting right down here. And again, is it idea? I don't really like knockouts as much for news, but at least it's in somewhat close proximity, right? There's one that's super, super close. Actually, let's see. No, that's the closest one. Um I'm sorry, not a knockout, a call spread. So there's one here and there is one. Where is it? Right, 1338. 1338. Okay. There's a call spread floor here and a call spread floor here. We're kind of sitting in the middle right now. I'd like to get some traction up or down, but I think both of these could provide interesting, again, up top, what's there? We know we got all the sellers sitting there. Down below, we know we got a level sitting right there. So they're both in close proximity to reversal areas. What the thinking is, and again, we're right in the middle right now. If we can kind of push up or down before tomorrow, either of these two could be a great little play. Now, again, it is going to depend on it. These are weekly call spreads, right? So these are weekly call spreads. There may be better prices once we get them today, but I think either of these two, again, all the weekly premium will be sucked out of it. The range makes sense. It needs to move, what, 40 pips up or 60 pips down. It can absolutely do that from now till tomorrow morning in 22 hours. I think both of them could be good potential setups. Now, we'll see what the call spreads look like later on today. But based off of where these are, I think it gives us enough protection. Again, we should be able to get them for a pretty cheap price. Um, again, taking. I'd want to sell off that one. Hold on. Let me see. I'm curious. Unfortunately, right now, it's just we're so far off. In actuality, if we come up and we base into this level, God, that would be even better. If we could base at this level, that wouldn't be horrible either. There's a floor there. Hold on one sec. 13. This guy. Yeah. Yeah, 34. Yeah, right there. So right now it's a little bit too much risk because we're sitting in the middle. It's about $63 worth of risk. But as this comes up in that range, I think we should be able to get this for 20-ish dollars. If it goes above, um, actually, it's funny on Nadex, it's showing that it's like kind of right here. It's a little bit lower. So the fact that we have the ability for this to come up and actually make this out of the money. Here, I'll put a horizontal line at, what is it, 30? They have 38, but they're off by a little bit. Um, they think current price is higher than it is right now by just a little bit. But basically, it's there. So with price being able to come up and really test this range, I like the fact that we could get this for a little bit out of the money for a potential kind of roll back to the downside, right? I think we can get a cheap one on this one. So just something I'm kind of watching. And like I said, it's a weekly, not a daily. We probably get the daily cheaper. But at the end of the week, most of the premium is sucked out of the 5 days of time value was already gone. So I think there's a good ability in there. And vice versa. Um, Downside, what did I say? 12, 13. Kind of the same thing. I mean, right now it's $80 risk for 70 gain. I would say kind of hold off on it. But it's kind of the same thinking. If price is able to do the exact opposite, right? If price comes down and we start kind of hovering this level before the news tomorrow morning, again, right now it's 80 because we got a day to go on this one. Again, it's at a zone, right? The strike prices for tomorrow don't get printed until like 10 minutes before the market opens. So there will be some in close proximity, but I think both these right now on a weekly basis are already lined up great. So just keep those on your radar. Again, these are weekly call spreads right now. So I think both of them are decent. There's not a lot of premium jacked into it. It will go up a little bit, but I think these could provide some interesting opportunity. Um, Looking at oil. So oil took a big spike down with that OPEC, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of like, and I'm wondering if this was really just basically a stop runner is kind of what I'm wondering because the data came out right around here, right around 9 o'clock is when we got it. It dropped right before, which means somebody knew the data ahead of time. I'm wondering really if it was kind of like, oh, they're gonna hold, and everybody's like, all right, they're holding, they're not producing more, great, that's positive. And everybody that went long, it's like, oh no, no, we're gonna wipe you guys out. I'm wondering if this is literally just a stop run. I expected the prices were going to go higher today. I was not going to try to react to the news. I was going to wait for the reaction to the news. And again, got a very, very big spike down. This was at 9, so I couldn't, I didn't trade it. It's hard between I have enough to do between the two sessions anyway, and I wanted to get like all the juicy details from Todd about yesterday. I can fill you in on some of the juicy details a little bit. Um, I know why they bought what they bought, and kind of what their secret plans are to take over the world. Kind of. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And again, the deal's not done until first quarter of next year. Um, but it sounds like it's absolutely a done deal. And some of the things sound like they're pretty good. I don't know any specific details though. I just know Todd said, yeah, everybody's pretty happy. Everybody's pretty pumped. And again, why they went for the two things that they went for make a lot of sense. Um, the regulation is already done. Yeah, yeah. So good stuff. I'm kind of excited about it. I think there's going to be some new things coming with it. Um, I'm hoping for a platform integration. Actually, it's kind of what I'm going for. Um, don't know how soon that would come though, but I'm kind of looking for a platform integration. Yeah. Anyway, oil. I would say today. I mean, my belief is that it will go higher. I do think we will try to touch the green today. Again, the European market really. I mean, Europeans really kind of stepped in, and we're kind of they stepped in around here, and we're kind of super negative with it. It's kind of like, no, 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 no. They're going to do something. That OPEC is going to come out good, and it did. It took a big spike, and we're trying to push back up again. We knew we had two different levels here. Again, both got blew through with that type of news. I think this was more stop running than anything else in low volume. Like I said, OPEC is kind of, inflation is dominated. Omicron is dominating right now. And then again, the supply. And I did not expect them to increase supply. I didn't expect them to cut either. So for me, it came in as exactly as what we were going to hear. But it looks like the market was kind of like, we thought they were going to cut. Well, they didn't cut. So I would say probably more bullish today. I think going into tomorrow, I think oil will move a little bit from this, but I think right now, probably. Oh, here you go. Oil market is balanced. Demand is gradually rising. Right? Yeah. I don't know what this guy smokes, but I want some. Right? And again, there's a lot of uncertainty about the effects of Omicron on demand. Well, of course, we all know that, but we knew that that's what they were going to say. Why they weren't going to produce more, even though he says that it's balanced. Demand is gradually rising. and we've seen this kind of crash in price. So again, like I said, he smoked some good stuff. I love this. So what are you saying? Say what you're saying again. So yeah, it make that maybe it's the translation module. Maybe Google needs to work on the translation. I don't know. Maybe he said it in English. Um, but I love it. There's a lot of uncertainty, so we can't produce more. But demand is gradually rising, guys. So yeah, this guy's funny. Yeah, this guy reminds me of like I feel like this guy is like I feel like he was like an ex KGB. Like I don't think he actually has like a degree from like a true you know the Russian Institute of Finance or something. I feel like he's a KGB agent with propaganda. No, 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 we can't raise it. Mother Russia needs the funds, right? Demand is rising, but Omicron we can't produce more, so we'll do exactly what we're gonna do before. So yeah, this guy cracks me up. Love this guy. Love this guy. Um, yeah, definitely a guy that, and if you look at him, like, I feel like if you saw this guy at a bar and you were in a disagreement with him, don't leave out the alley, right? Right? Don't leave out the alley. I feel like this guy will shank you and just look at you with the same face and no emotion. None. No emotion. You know? Um, you know. Interesting dude. And you knew that was coming at some point. And again, he's not, this is what Russia's saying. Meanwhile, they're like storming the border, right? They're storming the border right now of the Ukraine. So yeah, I look for some basing. Natural gas is doing a little bit of a pop. And again, we mark these levels off. You can see it base in the one, grab that 40, $4 and 15 cents. Popped all the way back up again, grab the same sellers. And again, easy grab. You guys could have been able to see this right here. You can see again, it missed it by a little bit, but again, depending on how you drew this one, what time frame you're looking at, it was an easy drop. Came back down, grabbed the same level at 415 again, and again, U.S. market opened. U.S. is like, yo, we make a lot of money off natural gas, and then pushed it higher. So I would say natural gas is probably more in a sideways pattern. The question is, what type of sellers are coming in above this is really what I'm curious. 392 is the next target below these two. The zone at 415 now has been hit twice. If we can get another kind of concerted Putin would never say, yeah, Ernest, probably, right? If we can get a decent push in a base, any type of a pullback, I think getting short natural gas is probably the play. I know it's getting to be cold outside and it's freezing, but again, this was artificially inflated before the season. And talk about preying on fear. Hey, it's a hotter than average September. Let's jack prices to 650, guys. Everybody will get so nervous it's going to go to 10, they'll buy it at 650, right? And now it's down at 425. Not that 425 is great, right? But I mean, look at this. The 52-week range is 223 to 646, right? So I mean, we're kind of right in the middle of the range, maybe a little bit on the bottom side, just a little bit, right? Um, Kind of sitting in the middle, right? But if you think about it, being in the middle right now when inflation, especially in energy, is as high as it is that bad? No, not really. Could be worse. Could be much worse, right? But do I have this for oil? Yeah. Oh, that's the days range. Oil won't give me the long term one. I bet you I could find that in the futures contract. I bet you if I did CL, um, 44. So 52-week range, 44.96 to 85.41. So kind of in the middle, but a little bit on the higher side, I would say. And again, that's kind of crazy that if you look where the 85 was October, and we just hit December. So yeah, and demand is rising according to Mr. Novak. So yeah, I'll tell you right now, oof, Omicron flakes. If Omicron turns out to like not be that big of a deal, right? Or there's like people are not seeing these massive surges of Omicron, well, oil's gonna get totally jacked up. Yeah, gold. Gold did not like whatever was said earlier today at 8 o'clock in the morning. Nice little drop, but I think it'll pull back. Let's see. Unemployment claims probably, right? But I wouldn't say that that's a really big gold mover. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think our next buying area is still a little bit lower. Uh, what do we got down here? Let's change this back to green. 1759. Problem is right now, I mean, gold is a way to maintain wealth, but they're getting ready to crush inflation. So it looks like bonds has leveled off a little bit. Bonds is pulling back, although it's still quite a high move right now. So yeah, it looks like money is still coming out of equities and going across. Cryptos are still negative 1% at 56. So yeah, silver, and again, silver's positive. Silver's actually not positive. It's just flat. So I don't really like the gold or silver market right now that much. Um, nice drop though. 730. I wouldn't have traded that at 730. Had I seen that little gap, I still would not. Why is that clear? Still would not have traded that at 730. It would not have been a trigger for me, even though it was a nice drop. And again, what did it do? Ran on the same level that we talked about before, rallied back up. So, yeah, I'd look for it to come up. Probably ends around 1776. I wouldn't be surprised if we get stuck in this level. Right? Had all the basing here, had the basing here, rode it, touched it, touched it, rode it, came back through, and now we're basing in it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we have another base over here, if that's where price comes up to throughout today. And again, we got a couple inflation talks. We'll see. Let's go across and see what the indices provided for us this morning. Yeah, VIX is kind of, yeah, it's a little bit down. Dixie's stuck. All right, let's go here. These I called this and talked about this morning. 9:15, 9:30. Talked about it pulling right down to the level and finding long opportunity. Did have a call spread. Unfortunately, didn't take it. Take it. Maybe they will revert back to Delta. Nah, they'll come up. I mean, remember when we were talking about Lambda, about how Lambda was going to be a big deal? Like, oh my God, we found Lambda. It's in Florida, and everyone was like, ha ha, Florida again, you idiots, right? And then Lambda just disappeared. We never heard anything else, and now we've jumped all the way down to Omicron. So I'm telling you, it's a fear drives the market, right? And I feel like a lot of people are fearful about all kinds of stuff right now. Anyway, talked about this at the open, expected it to kind of bounce. And again, at 9:30, we were sitting down here. There were some great call spreads off the open today. A little bit lower volatility, so they weren't horrible. Again, if you're not checking these out on the 15-minute window, you're just you're missing out. Um, let's see, where are they? Indices. I'll give you an example of what I mean on this one. The 9 to 11. Bum, bum, bum. Let us size it. Where is it at? Here you go. Let's go down to a 5 minute so you guys can see it. Oh, I guess I need that. It's going to bring it up anyway. That's fine. Whatever. You guys should be able to see this. So here's 9 o'clock. I just want to freehand draw it. There's your 9 o'clock window, right there. There's 9 o'clock. Bring it down to a 15 minute. You guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. There's your 9. So there was this call spread, again, out of the money. There was this call spread, again, farther out of the money. There is this call spread, farther out of the money, this call spread, farther out of the money, and this call spread, farther out of the money. And there you go. Every single one of them was out of the money. And even the top one, price is still above, but look how much higher it was. And there's 26 minutes to go. So, yeah. Something to be said about these call spreads at the open, right? All 5 of them blew out to the top side, and I mean, 2, 3 times higher. And again, driving back now, the question is, do I take it off now? Right? There's 26 minutes to go. Do I hold it to the end? Reality says where you find cheap call spreads, right? It's how to find those cheap call spreads. And the pound dollar one was the same thing yesterday. So, yeah. Where are we? So right now, I would say, again, we're seeing that 1030 reversal coming in right now. If you are in positions again long, you should have had your profit taking already in. From that same level, right? Here was your long, and your take profits are your 3 to 1 is right there. So you're already above in an area of sellers, psychological level sitting here at 45.50, and we did pop above, and now we came back and we're basing on the 45.50 and we're pulling back, and it's 1034. So I would expect it to kind of revert back a little bit today. I still think overall, nothing really negative said today. Again, more reports of Omicron coming out will probably have a knee-jerk reaction to the downside. That's about the only contagion because people just don't really. And again, I'm not trying to have a pun on words with the contagion, but that's the one major issue right now with what we're seeing in the markets. NQ. Same thing. There's your 930. Talked about going long at the open. This one is just accelerating a little bit faster is the only difference, right? It was in a level, it was a little bit lower, and I mentioned that, but again, psychological level down here at 15,800, right? It literally drove 730. It hit it at 845. At 9, it had pulled back up. 915, it dropped a little bit. We opened here at, or I'm sorry, at 915. At 930, it opened, it dropped down, hit that same exact level, the psychological level, and exploded higher. And then obviously just turn quicker because we mentioned it. Anything that's negative, it will accelerate faster. And it's doing the exact same thing. It's coming back to the origin of the move. We'll see what it does. We're actually talking about a bit more of a pullback. It was tiny, but the level was there supporting it. YM, same scenario. There's your 930 candle. Now, we were looking for this one to come just a little bit lower. Actually, I did not. Let me see. Where is it? I did not have YM. Let's see. Where are we at? YM. 9 to 11. Yeah, so see, this one was it wasn't on actually on Nadex. You would have drawn. Let's see, is that the same? Yeah, it's harder to see here. It is harder to see there. All right, all right, all right. Here, we'll draw it over here. You could have taken the gap here, right? You could have used this level here because it was a tested level. And again, there was your test. Here's the gap. There's your base candle in the gap. It dropped. It came up and it retested, and then came across. So we were starting there. So we were already looking. So this one was kind of at the money, right? That was the lowest. That one out of the money, blew it out of the park. This one out of the money, blew it out of the park. This one out of the money, blew it out of the park. This one out of the money, we've now pulled back. But this would have been so cheap. This was almost too far away. But yeah, you guys can see again, we were well above. You could have closed it early if you wanted to. But even this one right here, it's getting close. But again, it's kind of like, do you want to mess with a 1030 reversal? You know. And again, this one would have been way out of the money, and it blew above, and it's still holding. And we got 23 minutes. So same setup. Both of them were really, really great. And again, I did the same exact thing. That's what I did with the pound dollar yesterday. Um, so yeah. Let's see. Let's go Russell. All right. So Russell had the same 930 kind of pullback, not as clean, and it did the same thing. It grabbed this level here, and it's funny. YM and Russell have it's like the same exact chart. Look, this is YM, Russell, same exact thing, right? If I mark the YM and I mark the top one, how crazy is this? Look at this. Same gap. Look. Russell, there's YM, there's Russell. If I, it's crazy that it's the same thing. Anyway, this one hit a little bit early, 9 o'clock. The 930 never triggered on it, but kind of did the same thing at 8x. It blew all the call spreads out to the top side. Is now pulling back, and again, 1030 reversal. This one started the kick in a little bit early. This one is actually, it is running into some levels. Again, we cleared this one. The next one would have been coming in up here. So as far as profit targets go, you would have wanted to mark this off. Down push, down, 3 descending candles on the top side. This would have been your profit target on this one. I would have definitely recommended taking this one a bit early, particularly because it had such a big bounce. And again, there were some speeches back and forth. So again, not really surprised. It would not have been an entry. This would have been a target, not an entry. Just to make sure we're clear on this. This would have been your entry down below at the open. So, and again, 9 o'clock window, the call spreads were printed here. Again, a buffer candle, and you could have got long. And again, I guess we can go down and do small cap 9 to 11. You can say there was your 9 o'clock candle. So it printed lower. Here is the same channel, right? The tested one. And really you could use either one, but there's the tested one, right? There's your test. You can see this one when it touched it at 9 o'clock. And again, it closed 9 o'clock open and kind of came down. So this would have been one of those ones you kind of had to get a little bit, again, little out of the money on that one. This one, well out of the money and blew above. Blew way through, way through, way through. And again, it's just pulling back. So again, this is why got to know when to take profit, right? Even this one, it was like 2 entire boxes higher, right? 100 bucks, $100 maximum on all these because it's not the 9 to 11s. So again, this is why holding these things long term can be a no-no. Can be a no-no. I love that. Do I want to become famous? No. All right. That's pretty much it with Russell. Anything else standing out? All the cryptos are heading down. Again, I don't think they're so funny. Hey, have you guys ever heard of Share Vision? Got an email yesterday from Share Vision about sponsoring streams, and I went to go check them out. I had never heard of it before, but it looked kind of interesting. I guess they're trying to become a channel, basically like a Twitch, but for nothing but finance and um, finance, markets, economies, that kind of stuff. I saw it yesterday, and there was one guy that I found. I was like, I don't know, let me see what these things like. It looks like it's a lot of like small videos on things. I love how 2 months ago, all the people were like, "Oh, crypto's Bitcoin's going to 100,000." 2 months ago when it was rallying, and now it's at 56, and I don't see any videos on their channel. Kind of weird. I was kind of, it's like, what was happening? Anyway, there's your TLT. And again, thought about this one come back down. So yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for today. Let's go ahead and do our drawing. Excuse me. I have a mentor session in 20 minutes. I want to refill the coffee, and I can't get it to attach. There we go. I'm excited for my mentor session today. She's absolutely crushing it, and moves like this morning. I'm sure she'd grab those. So we've been working on. People always wonder, like, oh, what do you do mentoring? We've been working on shorter duration contracts, and it's funny. She's like the way that she's progressing. I won't say her name, but the way that she's progressing. She started with knockouts, then all of a sudden I introduced like this is what you can do with call spreads, and everything became call spreads. And then she switched to binaries, and then last week it was like a mix of everything. But again, hard week with the holidays and everything. And I'm curious to see what she is rolled into, like what she's mastering this week. But she's just absolutely crushing these opening trades. So awesome, awesome stuff. All right, so Will won yesterday. Will's got two in. So let's go ahead and close down. Ernest is like, hold on, hold on, hold on. Will win. We'll close it down. So Ernest is going for 25. Ernest is using his it's better to be right than let Will win. Um, Will using prudent. Will's going for 100 today, right? Risking 10 pip chips for 100. He's going for his 10-to-1 trade, right? Neuro is playing the big blind. He's that guy at the poker table that you're always kind of worried about. Like, why is this guy betting? What is his problem? Right? He this is the guy. Like when you have you know 11 and you're ready to take the hit. This is the guy that Neuro is the guy at the blackjack table that hits on 15 or 16 and gets your 10 that would have given you 21. It's that guy. That's what it is. This Neuro. Neuro's like, I'm gonna get involved in this one. I can do it. I could win. So yeah. Yup. So oh, look at that. Ernest lost his star. You guys see that? Ernest lost his star. His Amazon Prime expired. All right, winner of today's drawing is, and we all know why. Will has his star. Will. I got to tell you, Will, not to delay the inevitable here, but whew, man, Amazon addiction is a real thing. I'm just saying it. It's a real thing. Honey, what do we need? I'll just Amazon it. Man, I have broken the Amazon button on my phone. I need to unlink everything and just get rid of Amazon. It's way too dangerous. All right, winner of today's drawing is Mr. Eki with one. Look at that. Eki, I gotta say, man, Eki is like he's consistent. He comes in at the end. He's got his strategy. He's just quiet. Amazon is the best though, Sean. It is so good. It's so good. It's like in old school where he takes the shot. He's like, "Oh, it was so good. Just it just went down so smooth. Okay, okay, one more." That's how I keep buying stuff on Amazon. It's like, "Oh, you may also be interested in this." Why, yes, I do like that one too. Send me that too. Right? It's dangerous, dangerous. But yeah, Eki wins. Let's go over to the leaderboard. Let's get Eki his 25 pip chips. Again, slow and steady, staying consistent. Oh, man. Um, yeah, I know. So bad. So easy. And Sean, it's funny. That was lucky. And Sean, it's funny. The boy's mom, who again, she's from Northport up there. She's like, yeah, we had to like. She's like, when I was a kid, we had to drive like 40 minutes to Traverse City to get like McDonald's. So it was like a big deal, like for us to get anything to go to like big stores. She's like, if we had Amazon back then, my God, we would have just got. It would have been so easy. They would have sent everything. Um, I have Amazon distribution 10 minutes from my house. I get delivery within 2 hours. Yeah, Ernest said so. Although Ernest, I will say I'm kind of pissed off at that same day. Like I will buy things now because it's like same day delivery. I'll buy that. I can't wait. It's happened like once. Now they're like, oh, it's coming tomorrow. It's like, but when I did the purchase, it said Prime, deliver it today. What I don't. Why is there false advertising? You know exactly where I live. I believe Amazon is getting a little bit too false advertising for me. I'm not gonna quit though. I'm addicted. I can't help it. So, anyway, with that said, Watch out for tomorrow morning. There's a lot of call spreads that are out there. Please go look at them. There's so much. They're so easy to do at this point. Like I said, screwing around with you guys yesterday. I mean, I was only half paying attention. I found that $4 one and it paid out awesome. So, 35 minutes from Mickey D's for me. Amazon is still within 2 days though. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm okay with the 2 days. Although I do like the next day prime, but it works. All right, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. And don't forget, position size all your trades.